I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6:01. Roll call.
Esque Ochoa present.
Nereida Cantu present.
Admin Garza present.
Alda Benavides present.
Alex Cantu present.
Mary Hernandez present.
Dr. Science, I do declare a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. May we please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any public comments, sir?
We have no public comments, Mr. Salinas.
Okay, so moving on to the approval of minutes, if I can get a motion for items
So
1 and 2?
moved. On items 1 and 2?
Yes, I have a motion, and did I have a second as well, right? Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes, and I pass it on to you, Dr. Science, a long list.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. The first item on the superintendent's report is the enrollment report dated June 1st, 2021. At this time, we had 12,238 elementary students, 14,395 secondary students, for a total of 26,633 students, which is 855 less than at this time last year. The next item on the superintendent's report, we're going to change the order of our recognitions just because we're still waiting for some community members for the second, for that first recognition. So we're going to move on to recognition of Palmview art students, Karina Guerra and Anaili Garcia. And this is going to be done by Dr. Roberto Zamora Jr.
Good evening, President Salinas, Dr. Isela Saenz, members of the Board of Trustees, guests, and the community of La Jolla ISD. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to stand before you tonight to recognize several of our talented and devoted fine arts teachers and students who have shined this school year and in the spring of 2020. All individuals and groups being recognized tonight were given recognition plaques on behalf of Dr. Saenz, Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Trustees, and the Fine Arts Department. In preparing for an introduction for tonight's recognition, I came across a question on Where Else But Google, and the question read, why is fine arts important in schools? The response read, fine arts provides learners with non-academic benefits such as promoting self-esteem, motivation, aesthetic awareness, cultural exposure, creativity, improve emotional expression, as well as social harmony and appreciation of diversity. Fine arts changes the learning environment to one of discovery. If there was ever a time where fine arts is needed more than ever, the time is the present, especially since we will be transitioning from remote learning to in-person learning very soon. The individual students and teachers I have the pleasure of recognizing tonight truly exemplify why fine arts in schools is so important. All of these individuals found a way to participate in various events and competitions in a time when many people thought it was impossible. And many still think it's impossible. The individuals I will be recognizing tonight are the individuals showing us the way on transitioning from remote learning and showing all of us it is safe and okay to come back to school. I can honestly say I am in awe of these teachers and students, not only because of their achievements, but mostly because of their willingness, commitment, and trust in the processes and guidelines established by our district leaders. Bravo to all these students on a job more than well done. This time I'd like to ask Dr. Zamora to come and do the first recognitions.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Saenz, members of the board, everybody present. Each spring, the Congressional Institute sponsors a nationwide high school visual arts competition to recognize and encourage artistic talent in the nation and in each congressional district. Since the Artistic Discovery Competition began in 1982, more than 650,000 high school students have participated. Karina Guerra, art student and recent graduate from Palmview High School, was awarded the 2020 Washington Congressional Art Competition Award for her artwork submission. Because of COVID, she was not able to travel to Washington, D.C. for the annual award ceremony. However, her artwork was displayed at the U.S. Capitol. Congratulations to Karina on representing the La Joya ISD at the national level and for her great work. Karina is a proud daughter of Mary Lou Guerra and Prudencio Guerra. Her art teacher is Ms. Jackie Moran, and the principal at Palmview High School is Ms. Bonnie Ayala. Anaili Garcia, a recent graduate from Palmview High School, is a passionate art student who has experienced many successes. Today, we are recognizing her for her various artworks that have been recognized at the State Visual Arts Scholastic Event, or VASE, competitions. Anaili received the 2020 VASE Gold Seal Award for her artwork entitled Implode, and the 2021 State VASE Gold Seal Award for her artwork entitled COVID. Congratulations, Anaili, for all of your outstanding artwork and all your successes. Best of luck with your future. Anaili's parents are Ileana Garcia and Jorge Garcia. Her art teacher is Ms. Jackie Moran, and the principal at Palmview High School is Ms. Bonnie Ayala.
Next is recognition of Palmview High School accordion student Johnny Joe Gutierrez.
Johnny Joe Gutierrez is a recent graduate from Palmview High School and a proud member of Palmview's one and only Conjunto La Tradición. Johnny Joe is an amazing accordionist who performs with a tremendous amount of passion and flash. Johnny recently entered the prestigious Texas Folklife Big Squeeze accordion competition. This competition attracts the best of the best from the entire state of Texas. I'm happy to announce tonight that Johnny Joe Gutierrez was named the 2021 Texas Folklife Big Squeeze champion for the state of Texas this year. Congratulations, Johnny Joe, on this outstanding achievement. Best of luck with your future plans. His parents are Johnny and Yesenia Gutierrez. His teachers are Myra Garcia, Javi Loya, and Chilo Garza. And principal at Palmview High School is Bonnie Ayala.
Congratulations. Next, we have recognition of Jimmy Carter Early College High School art student Glenda Villanueva.
Glenda Villanueva from Jimmy Carter Early College earned a perfect scores for both her artworks, one entitled Timeless and the other Artist's Birthday Candles, at the VASE regional meet, and qualified to advance to state with her artworks. With that artwork that went was Timeless. At state, she received the top honors as a VASE Gold Seal Medal winner. She also participated at the Texas Youth Creator Awards with her artwork Timeless, and there also took first place. This year, she also participated in the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, taking an honorable mention for her artwork submission of Lost Jewels. Congratulations, Glenda, on a job well done. Glenda's parents are Maria Rodriguez and Orlando Villanueva. Glenda's teacher is Ms. Nilda Valle, and the principal at Jimmy Carter Early College is Ms. Claudia Perez.
Congratulations. Next, we have recognition of La Joya Project Rice teachers. For obtaining a master's degree, Ms. Belinda Flores, Executive Director for High Schools, will do this recognition.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Science, members of our virtual community. We're honored to be here today to recognize 16 of our La Joya ISD Project Rise teachers who earned a master's degree in teacher leadership from UTRGV with our partnership through our Region 1 Project Rise program. I have Ms. Linda Laura Lopez, who's the Executive Director for Elementary, overseeing Chapa Elementary, where we had Maria J. Reina, Juliana Solis, and Diana Torres earning their master's degree. From Ann Richards Middle School, we had Denise Gonzalez, Viviana Cabrera, Iracema Gonzalez, and Fatima Navarro, who earned their master's degrees. And from Juarez Lincoln High School, Karim Briceño, Isela Garcia, Emanuel Pacheco, Javier Diaz, Edgar Cifuentes, Cynthia Fregoso, Eliazar Gonzalez, and Ofelia Perez, earning their master's degree. And from Palmview High School, we had Maida Moreno, who earned her master's degree. We're very proud of our teachers. We're very thankful of the support that we received from our district. And here's a picture on the screen depicting all of our teachers alongside with the UTRGV faculty members and our Project One director, Dr. Science, and ourselves as we celebrated the first and second cohort group of these teachers. Thank you all very, very much.
Congratulations to our teachers. The next item is recognition of La Jolla High School mariachi student Melanie Villarreal.
Melanie Villarreal, recent graduate from La Jolla High School, is a member of the award-winning Mariachi Los Coyotes. On February 27th of this year, Melanie entered and performed in the 2021 Festiva Mariachi Vocal Competition. The vocal finalists were vocalists from all over the United States and were judged virtually on their vocal solo performances. I watched all performances and I can honestly say the competition was intense. But after all that was said and done, Melanie Villarreal was awarded second place for her emotional and musical performance. Congratulations, Melanie, on this amazing achievement, and best of luck moving forward with your future plans. Melanie's parents are Lisbeth Villarreal and Ignacio Villarreal. Her teachers are Martin Cantu, Rogelio Escobedo, and Karina Aldape, and principal at La Jolla High School is Mr. Antonio Cano.
Congratulations. Recognition of 2021 UIL Sweepstakes Award winners for their UIL concert and sight reading evaluations.
This year, the UIL competitions look very different compared to normal years. At the beginning of the 2021 spring semester, we were not sure if any UIL music contests were going to be possible. Through the various meetings Dr. Zamora and myself had with all of our middle school and high school music teachers, we kept stressing the importance of trying and preparing for UIL music contests, just in case there would be an opportunity. With the guidance of our La Jolla ISD crisis team, the support of Dr. Isela Sainz, Mr. Martin Munoz, Executive Directors Ms. Melinda Flores and Dr. Ana Oliveira, and all of our high school and middle school principals, participating in UIL music contests became possible. At this time, I would like to recognize the music groups and their teachers who did participate in our UIL concert and sight reading evaluations and received Division I ratings for their concert performances and their sight reading performances. Just so everybody can understand the significant accomplishment of these students and teachers, in normal times, preparing for this evaluation normally takes 2 to 3 months of intense rehearsals on a daily basis, during school and after school. This year, the average rehearsal time our groups had was about 2 to 3 after-school rehearsals a week for no more than 4 weeks. And in all cases, due to circumstances out of their control, the first time they saw all of their students whose parents agreed for their children to participate in this activity was the day of the evaluation. I was very lucky to be able to watch and listen to all of these performances, and let me say, all of the performances were nothing short of remarkable, emotional, and a true sign of hope. I'm extremely grateful and proud of these teachers and students for finding a way to say, yes, this can be done, and for their resiliency, commitment, and dedication. The following groups were awarded the highest UIL award for concert and sight reading evaluations, the UIL Sweepstakes Award. Our first group is the Chavez Middle School Band, under the direction of Noe Ramirez and Dina Garcia. Principal is Mr. Rolando Rios. Our next group is the Chavez Middle School Treble Choir and the Chavez Middle School Tenor Bass Choir, under the direction of David Solis and Sofia Martinez. Principal, Mr. Rolando Rios. Next, we have the Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School String Orchestra, under the direction of Mr. Nicolas Alanis. Principal, Ms. Silvia Elizondo. Also from Lorenzo de Zavala is our Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School Treble Choir under the direction of Ms. Michelle Quiros, Principal Ms. Sylvia Elizondo. Next, I'd like to recognize the La Jolla High School Varsity Mixed Choir under the direction of Ms. Leo Valencia, Principal Mr. Antonio Cano. And if I may note, the La Jolla High School Varsity Mixed Choir was the only varsity mixed choir in the entire Rio Grande Valley that performed in this evaluation. Next, we have the La Jolla High School String Orchestra under the direction of Ms. Karina Aldape and Mr. Martin Cantu, Principal Mr. Antonio Cano. Next, we have the Palmview High School Wind Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Jacob Banda, Principal Ms. Bani Ayala. And lastly, we have the Juarez Lincoln High School Wind Ensemble under the direction of Ms. Zinaya Montemayor Banda, and Principal Mr. Ricardo Estrada. Please help me congratulate all of our 2021 UIL Sweepstakes Award winners.
Next is recognition of La Jolla High School Mariachi Los Coyotes.
The La Jolla High School Mariachi Los Coyotes and the Palmview High School Mariachi Los Lobos also competed in UIL Mariachi competition this year. Both mariachis received a Division I rating for their region mariachi performances in May. Because of their Division I rating, both mariachis have now advanced to the 2021 UIL State Mariachi Festival to be held at Seguin High School Performing Arts Center next week on June 18th and 19th. Additionally, the La Jolla High School Mariachi Los Coyotes were awarded second place in the 2020 Texas Association of Mariachi Educators State Championship and received a Division I rating for their 2020 performance in the UIL State Mariachi Festival last year. Congratulations to our very own Mariachi Los Lobos from Palmview and our very own Mariachi Los Coyotes from La Jolla High School. Best of luck next week in the UIL State Mariachi Festival at Seguin High School. The Palmview Mariachi Director is Myra Garcia, assisted by Ashley Escamilla. PHS Principal is Ms. Bani Ayala. And the La Jolla High School Mariachi is under the direction of Mr. Martin Cantu, assisted by Rogelio Escobedo and Karina Aldape. La Jolla Principal is Mr. Antonio Cano.
Congratulations. Next, we have recognition of Palmview High School Color Guard.
The Palmview High School Color Guard worked extremely hard to be able to compete in a virtual competition sponsored by the Festivales de Mexico National Folklorico and Dance Competition. This year, the Palmview High School Color Guard was awarded third place in the large contemporary ensemble category and third place in the small lyrical ensemble category. Congratulations to Mr. Banda and Mr. Hernandez. We can't wait to see your group on the marching field next semester. The director of the Palmview High School Color Guard is Mr. Diego Hernandez and Mr. Jacob Banda, and principal is Ms. Bani Ayala.
Congratulations. Recognition of Palmview High School Theater Department.
Lastly, we would like to recognize the significant achievements our Palmview High School Theater Company received in 2020. Once the pandemic forced all live shows to go dark, the opportunities for last year's RGV Palms Awards for theatrical productions were handled very differently. Suddenly, the accomplishments and recognitions for all theatrical productions in 2020 seemed subdued due to the crisis everybody was trying to learn to maneuver. Fortunately, this platform has allowed us the opportunity to recognize Mr. Ismael Bert Hernandez and Ms. Julie Dinnick for the awards they received for their musical production, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and for their stage play, The River Bride. The River Bride received the following Palms Awards: Best Technical Crew and Best Costume Design. Director for The River Bride was Mr. Ismael Hernandez in collaboration with the Juarez Lincoln High School Theater Company, and both schools received the following Palms Awards for the musical production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame: Best Ensemble in a Musical, Best Leading Actor in a Musical, which was awarded to Edward Lopez Jimenez from Palmview High School, and Best Production in a Musical. Congratulations to all involved on these outstanding achievements. We can't wait to see your 21-22 productions. Directors for The Hunchback of Notre Dame are Ismael Bert Hernandez, and Mr. Rene Gonzalez. The musical director was Ms. Julie Dinnick. The choreographer was Mr. Michael Rodriguez, and the assistant director was Ms. Crystal Villarreal from Ann Richards Middle School. The principal at Palmview High School is Ms. Bonnie Ayala, and the principal at Juarez Lincoln High School is Mr. Ricardo Estrada.
Congratulations and thank you, Mr. Adame and Dr. Robert Zamora Jr. Our next recognition item is recognition of Sergio Munoz Sr., Memorial Scholarship sponsored by family of Sergio Munoz Sr. through La Jolla ISD Educational Excellence Foundation for La Jolla ISD valedictorians. Mr. Victor Garza, Athletic Director and Board Member of the La Jolla ISD Educational Excellence Foundation, will lead this recognition.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, Madam Superintendent, Board of Trustees, community of La Jolla ISD social media. It gives me great pleasure to come in before you on behalf of the La Jolla ISD Educational Foundation. As the president of our foundation, we thank you for the opportunity you continue to bestow upon us to represent our district in the educational opportunities that we continue to provide. Along with that, today we are honored to have the family of our late Sergio Munoz Sr., in which we want to present to the Board of Trustees in our community an initiative that we've agreed to initiate and in memoriam of Mr. Munoz. I'm going to read a little bit about what we will be doing and who he was. Mr. Sergio Munoz was a former state representative, local businessman, a true political activist and leader, mentor and friend to many. Above all else, he was a devoted husband, a father, a grandfather, and a beloved uncle to many, whether related or not. Mr. Munoz personified true strength, endless generosity, integrity, devotion, and above all, loyalty. He was loyal to his family, friends, his community, and his state. Mr. Munoz was an exemplary citizen. He was always involved in making his community, state, nation, and world a better place. Mr. Munoz prioritized the needs of others before his own and believed that the most important way to get ahead was to get a good education. Mr. Munoz never forgot where he came from, nor the people that were there for him along the way. It is for this reason that the Munoz family, along with the La Jolla ISD Educational Excellence Foundation Board of Directors, which he was a member of since the inception of our foundation, we have committed to help La Jolla ISD students who epitomize these same characteristics and who have academically proven their determination to obtain higher education. This scholarship will be funded by the Munoz family and will be awarded on an annual basis. As a graduate, or as a 1970 graduate of La Jolla High School, Mr. Sergio Munoz Sr.'s legacy will continue through the awarding of this scholarship. Having graduated as valedictorian of his class, the Sergio Munoz Sr. Memorial Scholarship will be awarded to the La Jolla ISD valedictorians this year, and in future scholarship awards will be based on criteria to be developed by the family and the foundation. With us today, we do have board member Ms. Sylvia Zapata. Joining us is wife of the late Sergio Munoz, Mrs. Connie Munoz. Son, State Representative Sergio Munoz Jr. Daughter, Mrs. Marla Lopez. Son-in-law, Mr. Jaime Lopez. Daughter, we have Mr. Precinct 3, Justice of the Peace, Judge J.J. Peña Jr., relative. His wife, also relative, Ms. Melissa Peña. Sister-in-law, Ms. Adela Peña. Close friend to the family, Ms. Marisa Flores. I also announced that Precinct 3 judge has filled in for the seat of Mr. Sergio Munoz as a new board member for the foundation. Today, I bring to you and I recognize and I give the family a small token of just the remembrance of what Mr. Sergio Munoz, and on behalf of the foundation, what he meant to us, what he meant to the community, what he meant to everybody that knew him in regards to instilling discipline, showing character, and dedication and commitment. I am bringing a picture, and along with the picture, this will be also in the front lobby where we have our foundation side on the west side of the front lobby. It has the pictures of the 5 graduates that will be receiving their scholarship on both behalves. Ms. Alia Alvarez from La Jolla, Amanda M. Salinas from Juarez Lincoln, Clarissa Cortez from Palmview High School, Marisa Lamas from Jimmy Carter, and Luis Saravia from Thelma Salinas. I now give you Mr. Sergio, State Representative Mr. Sergio Munoz for a few words.
Well, just good afternoon, and first of all, just thank you for the opportunity to share a few words with you this evening. And just to thank the foundation. I know Victor Garza, Everardo Torres, and many, Ms. Silvia Zapata as well, have been very involved ever since my dad's passing, and trying to see what we can do, working together as a family to contribute back to the district and to the community that he cared so deeply about. And anybody who knew him knew that he was very proud of where he came from, where he went to, where he graduated from this community. And I know that he shared a special bond with many of you here, and you know, a friendship that transcended many years to come. And I first want to thank each and every one of you for giving him your time. When you saw him, when you spoke to him, when you saw him in the community, really just to see what we can do to make our community better. And that's something that for me and my family, we really appreciate and we carry within our hearts on a daily basis. And for us as a family, this is something that we can do to continue that commitment and that legacy that he definitely would have wanted on his behalf, especially being involved with the foundation the last couple of years and making sure that every time there was a gala, any of the events, that he was probably calling people nonstop to make sure that they were able to support the initiative, but also to attend the galas. And I know he was always very proud of that. So thank you for giving us an opportunity to partner with the district and to work together to continue to invest in the students and the future leaders of tomorrow. So thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Really quick, if I
Dr.
may.
Science, thank you. Mr. President, Board of Trustees, thank you for the opportunity to present this initiative of ours that will continue. In the future, that one participant will be a $1,000 scholarship given every year after that.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. And on behalf of our 5 valedictorians and their families, thank you so much to the Sergio Munoz Sr. family. Thank you.
And if I may, real quick, just on behalf of the board in La Jolla ISD, I want to thank the Munoz family. Like you said, many people here on this board had a special bond with Mr. Munoz, and he imparted his wisdom. We thank you for giving him, because we know he spent a lot of time advocating for La Jolla ISD, sharing his wisdom that he's experienced throughout the years. And for that, we just want to say thank you. He was a great man. He truly will be missed.
I would like to also say that I loved the way he had his humor, and he was always up and about, and he was always bringing you up. But for many of us in our area, in Sullivan, in Los Ébanos, in Cuevitas, he was a beacon of hope. So, para usted, tía, Dios le dé la paciencia y la tranquilidad, y que hay en su corazón el amor y bueno, y el dolor, para que pueda tener una buena vida de aquí para enfrente, y estamos para servirle, y que Dios los cuide a todos.
I also would like to say I'm a trustee because of Sergio, and so in heaven I'd like to thank him. He encouraged me to run, and I'm here because of him, and I loved his involvement in politics, and the only regret I have is not having an election with him by my side. But I know he was with me in spirit. So to the Munoz family, who happens to be they are my relatives, and I belong over there, I continue to pray that you have the strength. I know this is hard, having lost my dad at 25. I know this is difficult, but God is always with us. He doesn't leave us alone. And you will continue to be strong, because that's what Sergio would have wanted for all of us. So God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just,
Dr. Science, if
yeah.
I may say something really quickly as well. I'm just so happy to see all of you here together. I know that family was very, very big to him. So I from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I know this must be hard. I also owe a lot of gratitude to him for me being here as well. I will never forget that, those talks and that encouragement and that constant positive encouragement I'll never forget. To him and to all of you, thank you very much, and thank you for this that you've given the La Jolla ISD community.
I just wanted to say that State Rep, you're absolutely correct. Your dad had a love for this community. It was never about him. He just wanted all of us to do the right thing. He's greatly missed. I wish I could say more. I can't. But his heart was in the right place, and he always encouraged us to do that.
And I will say, I want to thank the family for especially because it's incredible how many years of service he gave to the community. You know, he devoted more than half of his time to trying to help everybody. I know as for me, he always gave me good advice. He always taught me and told me that I should always do the right thing, even when nobody's watching. So for that, I just want to thank the family for, you know, for all the years that he gave to our community. It was truly a blessing, and we hope he was still here. But you lo que necesiten de corazón, aquí estamos.
It was a blessing having him, be part of all of us. We thank you for everything, and we're so happy to see you guys all united. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This concludes the superintendent's report, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, Dr. Science. I'm going to go ahead and give 2 minutes to the family so that they can take their pictures out of respect for Mr. Sergio Munoz Sr. Okay, at this time, we're moving on to discussion items. Number 1, discussion of the La Jolla ISD 2020-21 Pharmacy Benefit Manager Plan.
Good afternoon, members of the board, Mr. Board President, Dr. Science. My name is Eli Rodriguez. I work under the Risk Management and Employee Benefits Department. And the item of discussion is the next item is for the discussion of the La Jolla ISD 2021 Primary Benefits Managers. What that is our program to help our employees with their prescription medication and have access to this medication. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Zach Gingrich from Carlisle Insurance, who will be presenting a financial analysis of this plan and maybe provide a current status of the plan and also maybe some possible future opportunities that we may have for our school district. With no further ado, Mr. Gingrich.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Science. As Mr. Rodriguez had mentioned in the introduction, we have, over the past month, done a pretty detailed analysis of your current pharmacy program with a company called Prime. Prime is owned by Blue Cross Blue Shield. This detailed analysis was compared side by side to a different PBM, Pharmacy Benefit Manager, called PCA RX. So with this analysis, what we were able to do is to look at a number of factors, including the discounts that you're receiving currently to what is proposed with an alternative option. We looked at the dispensing fees. These are the fees charged every time medication is dispensed at both retail and local pharmacies. And then we did look at the rebate value. The rebate is a credit or either a check back to the district every time certain medications are filled from the manufacturer. So with this analysis, I know that you do have this information. We were able to get it side by side to do a comparison between where you're currently at to where you're, what was proposed by PCA RX. From a financial perspective, we did do a detailed reprice on all the pharmaceutical claims for this past plan year. So this includes claims from 2020 to the beginning part of 2021. And that is illustrated there on the last page that does show what the total cost was. As Mr. Rodriguez had mentioned, the overall goal and the objective of the program is to provide medications for employees at an affordable rate, as well as for the district. From a budgetary expense perspective, it is important that we measure these discounts to make sure that they are up to par to what is within the industry. I do want to note that there is guarantees on both proposals within your current contract and what was proposed by PCRX. Again, this is something that's very important to have within the program, so we are happy to report that either option, these guarantees are extended to La Jolla ISD. From there, I'd be happy to open up to any questions, discussions.
We're bringing it back now? We're bringing it back. So, Mr. Rodriguez, or maybe you can answer the question. So, what are you all recommending? Is there because I kind of got the feeling that Mr. Rodriguez was saying that there could be something good that the district would benefit from. Is that just a savings, or is it like an incentive, or anything coming back, monetary?
Both programs measured actually pretty comparable. So there's pros and cons of both. What you're going to experience with Prime, which is owned by Blue Cross Blue Shield, who does administer the medical claims, it is a rather larger entity than what you're going to see with PCRX. PCRX, though, on the flip side, is going to provide potential more flexibility, customization to, again, ensure and aligns with the goals of the district, and again, to make sure that the savings are there both for your employees and the district as well. So from a financial perspective, the two programs were very comparable from a bottom line perspective.
I have a question. From the current, policy that we have now to the one that's being also option 2, I mean, you're saying that they're both good, good coverages. Would we be saving any money changing to PCA RX?
From a financial perspective, it was very, very close. The health plan for the district is self-insured, so obviously we experienced a unique landscape in 2020 from the pharmacy side all the way to the medical side. So when we reprice these factors and we look at past utilization, that is always subject to change with future utilization. We don't really know what is to come in the rest of 2020, as well as the changes within the industry. So on that, it's important that we look at it annually, because these contracts, these discounts between the manufacturers and the pharmacy benefit managers do change on an annual basis. But from a financial perspective, to your question, it was very, very close. And from the last page there, we could see what the plan paid, basically between the two options. That's what it would cost the district with the current, or what it has cost the district with the current program, to what is being proposed from PCRX.
Just me personally, I know that Blue Cross Blue Shield, everywhere we go, it's been.
How about like your specialized medication? Let's just say that we have a staff member that is on a particular cancer medication.
Mm-hmm.
How would that differ?
That's a great question, and so that's going to, the specialty medication is absolutely something that needs to be addressed, and it is looked at between the two different programs. And the reason being is that the industry is forecasted to increase at a 30% plus for specialty medications. So your specialty medications, to your question, are typically going to be your cancers, your more chronic and serious conditions. With a program like was proposed with PCRX, there is a number of innovative, creative, kind of not the run-of-the-mill type programs that PCRX is able to administer. On the flip side of that, with the program that you have currently with Prime, due to their size and their just really the volume that they have in membership, they are able to negotiate a little more aggressive with the manufacturers, the drug manufacturers on the specialty medication portion. So for your employees, the district's plans are very rich, and they offer co-pays on all types of medications. So from the employee's perspective, the liability is really capped at that co-pay. So from the members, the dependents, and the employees, regardless of the program, whether that's Prime or whether that's PCRX, the copay is really going to cap that liability. So again, it's going to be a little bit testimony to the flexibility you're going to see with a program like PCRX. There's going to be some more innovative type ways to address the specialty spend. With that, the PCRX program does have a specialized specialty program. So they're going to focus on the manufacturers to get these discounts, the greatest discounts available to the district. Again, from the employee's perspective, it is going to be capped at that copay liability. So there's not going to be expense beyond the copay for employees.
And then my second question, and this is something that I always ask from everyone, how does your customer service look?
That's a great question and a very important one. From both companies, we see the Blue Cross Blue Shield is a very reputable, well-known company. PCRX is on the smaller side, or comparable to Blue Cross Blue Shield, is sizably smaller. So with that, you are going to see very attentive customer service, just because it is very hands-on. It's just dealing with a more specialized program. They're based out here in Texas, San Antonio. So from customer service perspective, you're going to probably experience a more hands-on experience with PCRX. But again, Prime being a Blue Cross Blue Shield company, both companies are going to ensure customer service for your employees.
So Prime is a bigger company, like you say, and the other one is a smaller company, but yet the big company can't give us a better rate because they're matching. So the small kid in the block is matching the big kid in the block, or because I would imagine there would be more savings there.
There is. It's going to come down to how they clinically manage these programs. From the Prime perspective on your rebates, the current structure that you're receiving right now, the district is receiving, is what's called a rebate administrative credit. Every month, the La Jolla pays a per employee per month administration fee to Blue Cross Blue Shield to administer the claims. And this is everything from when your employee's at the doctor's office, verifying eligibility, processing the claim. So from a rebate perspective, Prime does have the advantage, the more strong financial proposal. About 50% more rebate value is being driven by that administrative credit. So to your question, yes, sir. From the actual expense back to the district, they're very comparable. From a rebate perspective, Prime is providing a stronger financial proposal. Your current program with Prime.
Okay, so then, but you said they're there. That's what you said, just earlier.
Right. So ultimately, when you take into account the rebate program, the financial spend that you're seeing between the discounting and dispensing fees, the stronger financial proposal is coming from your current program with Prime.
Okay. I don't know if anybody has any more questions.
Was this done so that we could see if we could save money, Eli, or why was this originally done?
That is correct, Dr. Benavides. We're just looking for different avenues to not only help our employees with a better prescription medication program and also save the school district some funds.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
So which one do we currently have, sir? I just need clarification.
We have Prime Therapeutics, which is a subsidiary of Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's the current company.
Okay, so then when Mr. Cantu asked if it was as far as the cost effectiveness, you said it was very similar, correct? So what would be the benefit of switching?
Right now, we currently receive credits on a monthly basis from Prime on our monthly bill. It's a credit which is automatic every month. With the other company, we would have to wait a quarter and then some after their analysis to receive those credits for the school district.
Because they're the ones getting paid, Prime, so obviously it has to come from them, correct?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Obviously, we're showing the credits that Prime's giving us because they're the ones doing the servicing, am I correct, sir?
That is correct,
Okay,
and that's done on a monthly basis.
Okay, so the only reason we would have to wait with the other company is because of the fact that their term has to come to an end, correct?
That's correct, that is their process.
So therefore, you're gonna see a credit for Prime because they're the ones active now. We can't see a credit on the other one because they haven't come in.
That's correct.
You mean the rebate? It's right here. It's right here, the difference.
I have no more questions. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Any more questions, guys? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next one on discussion of the student recruitment events and activities.
Good afternoon, members of the board, board president, Dr. Science. As we all know, it has become increasingly important because of certain schools being built in our area that we continue to recruit and retain our students. So what I have provided for you is the recruitment plan that we have worked on for the district. These are items or different activities that have taken place since September. So our rationale is to promote La Jolla ISD by creating an outreach program in order to facilitate community relations, to increase student enrollment, to retain students, to ensure academic, social, and emotional success for all students. And I know that most of you have seen many of the activities that take place outside, like the soccer league games that have turned out to be very, very successful. And we're also doing the esports. So some of those things you see outside, but there's a lot of things that are happening within our department, within our schools. Principals work closely with us. And so those are the things that I'm showing you in this PowerPoint. Items, slides 3, all the way, slides 3 to 8. List all of the activities, meetings that we have had since September and the things that we are doing. On slide number 9, we're talking about some of our student current events. What are some of the things that we're doing now? We have the La Jolla Lion Park. Sorry. The La Jolla Lions Park, Mondays and Tuesdays, we have our recruiters, and I do want to thank Teresa Peña and Marlene Hernandez, our 2 recruiters that have stayed with us. We originally had 4, now we have 2. They have been awesome at helping out with everything that we need to do. So those are some of the things. So those are some of the things. We're going to go ahead and continue next school year. Since the soccer leagues were very successful, we're going to go ahead and continue with that next school year, and we're adding more events for next school year. One of the other things that we did, aside from having a district recruitment plan, we also asked all principals to prepare their own campus recruitment plans. So I wanted to show you samples of some of the ones. We have the one from Benson Elementary. Within their plan, what they do is they promote their own school, They advertise. I know that when we found out that IDEA did not have certified teachers, we kind of wanted to capitalize on that. And so I had principals go ahead and promote some of their teachers. What trainings have they been trained in? What certifications they have? So they followed along with that. So we have also Palmira Mendiola Elementary. They also did a lot of promotion on social media with their staff. And there's Palmira Mendiola also. And these are just pictures of community events and things that have happened throughout since the beginning of the year. I know some of you showed up to a lot of these events, and you might be in some of these pictures. I want to thank you all for allowing here's our soccer leagues. Very, very exciting. If you ever have a chance, when we start again, if you have a chance to go by there, it's very exciting. You see all the parents so excited, bringing their lawn chairs, they bring their ice chests, and they're so excited to see their students play. And I guess after the pandemic, it was really good to have this type of activity. So we have the soccer league games. We're also having the competitive La Jolla ISD esports. Some of our schools are already competing against each other. And I wanted to show this to you as well because we did get this information from Region 1, and it shows how many students each school district has lost to IDEA. So even though the enrollment that's presented to you shows that we're at a higher number, what this one shows here is that this is only the amount of students that we've lost to any of the IDEA schools. And so if you'll see, Brownsville has lost 2,263 students. Some of the closer ones, McAllen has lost 825. La Jolla ISD has lost 653 students to IDEA. We do have some plans where we're getting principals to contact some of those students and make sure that they do whatever they need to do to make sure those students come back to us. So that's something else that we're working on for next school year, and it's something that's been happening even now. Sometime around February, we decided to form an outreach activity committee. What this committee would do is we would come together every month and decide which activities worked, which activities did not work, and then we would plan them for the following month. And so these are all the members of that outreach activity committee. And I do want to show you, one of the projects that we started doing from the beginning was getting testimonials from ex-students from La Jolla ISD who are now successful, and they come and they've given their testimonials. But I wanted to share this one with you because when we were doing the recruiting at Peter Piper in Palmview, this particular parent, how can I play the video? Oh, there we go. No sound.
It's probably the settings on the laptop.
Maybe you can just summarize what he said, Dr. Villar.
Yes, let me just summarize. This was a dad and his son drove up thinking that we were giving out vaccines. So they come up to us, and so we told him that we were actually recruiting for La Jolla School District. Then he went on to tell us that 8 of his children, he had 8 children, all of them had graduated from La Jolla ISD, and that he was so pleased with the service and everything. He had one child who was special needs child, and that he felt that it was so awesome. He wanted us to thank Mr. Borrego, a counselor, and to let him know how thankful he was that his child, he would just drop him off early in the morning, and that they would take such great care of his children. All 8 were successful, and all 8 had graduated from La Jolla ISD. So he was very, very pleased with La Jolla, and he just kept saying, excelente, La Jolla, excelente. And so it was a really nice video. I wish I could have played it. Well, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you all. Any questions on what we're doing? We're going to continue with a lot of our events.
No, thank you, Dr. Rivera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one, guys, be the number 3, discussion of the Housing Hidalgo County Head Start Western Road students at Juan N. Seguin Elementary.
Good evening, Board President Mr. Salinas, board members, Dr. Science, and members of our community. I'm Yesenia Gonzalez, principal at La Joya ISD Head Start program, and with me today are Teresa Flores, Hidalgo County Head Start Executive Director, and Dr. Sandra Cerda, principal at Juan N. Seguin Elementary. Our partnership with Hidalgo County Head Start began in August of 2016. This partnership has allowed us to provide an early start for our 3- and 4-year-olds in our community. Our students are dual enrolled and generate ADA funds for our district. We have maintained a strong partnership throughout the years, and we are here today to discuss the possibility of housing the Hidalgo County Western Road Head Start students at Juan N. Seguin Elementary. The property where our student center is currently located is not owned by Hidalgo County. It is being leased and is on the market to be sold. Once the property is sold, the center would be relocated and possibly at a location outside our district. Consequently, this would leave our students without the opportunity for an early start in their education. Moving into the Seguin campus creates the opportunity of increasing our current enrollment, and an additional benefit would be an increased probability of students continuing their education at Seguin Elementary by providing a smooth transition at the same location. Thank you for your time and consideration on this matter. Are there any questions at this time?
Any questions, guys?
I had no idea, but now that I have you in front of you, Ms. Gonzalez, as always, I commend you and your entire staff with all of the many initiatives you're doing with early childhood to prepare those students for our district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Next one be number 4 under discussion items, discussion of the proposed La Joya Independent School District pre-kinder program to the Jose Escandon, Tabasco, Evangelina Garza Elementaries.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and members here and virtually. My name is Ricardo Villarreal, and I am here in conjunction with the Pre-K3 program and in exploring ways to close learning gaps and increase enrollment. A survey was sent out in May in which we received 150 requests by parents. The description of the program would be to have La Joya ISD provide high-quality education childhood program that includes a state-adopted curriculum and, of course, certified teachers. The purpose would be to provide instruction to these 3-year-olds, increase enrollment, and allow them to obtain the necessary social and cognitive skills to be successful. Of course, the program would also include eligible criteria. These kids would have to be 3 years old on or before September 1st. Participating campuses would also feed the students and have the proper furniture as required by state. Are there any questions?
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. I think that this is a good start. I think that it would be good for us to consider at least 3 additional campuses to ensure that we have 2 campuses in each area so that parents, we can work with the parents and they have a school close to them, and that we expand the opportunities for the 3-year-olds that will be free of cost to the parents in our community.
Okay, thank you.
And I also think that the idea of hosting the Head Start at Seguin is a very good idea, the previous presentation that was made.
Thank you for your comments, well taken.
Thank you, Dr. Benavides.
Any more comments, guys? Thank you, Mr. Villarreal. Okay, moving on to consent agenda. We can entertain a motion.
So move.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, and we move on to, still under letter A, contracts number 7, approval of the memorandum of understanding between La Joya Independent School District and the Educational Results Partnership.
So move.
I have a motion, I'll take Mrs. Ochoa's, I'll take that as a second, Mrs. Ochoa. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter C, Business and Finance, approval of the contingency allowance number 7 for the La Jolla ISD Phase 2 of the PSI Guaranteed Energy Savings Performance Contract Amendment Project Scope of Work.
So move.
I have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a second, Mr. Garza. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter C, Business and Finance number 2, approval of the acceptance substantial completion of the La Jolla ISD Job Order Contract Performance Services Incorporated Power Conditioning Project. Can I attain a motion?
So move.
I have a motion.
It says recommendation to be made at board meeting.
Huh? Second?
Okay. So what do we do there?
Did you need a second, or where are we at?
I have a motion, I don't have a second, but I think it was up to...
I just want to know what we're voting on, because it says recommendation to be made at board meeting.
It's the recommendation to accept the substantial completion.
That's I guess that it's almost completed.
Yes.
I say I have a motion, I don't need a second.
I had seconded, but I
You
didn't know
seconded?
if
Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Mr. Chong. I guess, do we have anybody from maintenance here, Doc, that can answer any questions?
I think Dr. Sines
Mr.
answered the question.
Yes.
I'm
Is that enough for you, Doc? Okay.
Yes, I'm
And
okay.
there's several coming that are the same, Dr. Benavides and Mr. Salinas.
Okay, so I have a motion, then I have a second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter C, Business and Finance number 3, approval of acceptance of substantial completion for the La Jolla ISD Job Order Contract with Performance Services Incorporated, Palmview and Juarez Lincoln High School, turf fields and tracks.
So move.
And this is the same, we're recommending that the board accept substantial completion.
Okay, so I have a motion, can I take a
I'll make
second?
motion for items 3 to 8.
Okay, so doing 3 all the way to 8?
Yes, sir.
I'll second that.
And a second there. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Let me just make my notes. Okay, under letter D, Student Services, number 6, approval of the 2021 Academic Leadership Alliance Internship Teacher Partner.
I'd like to make a motion for items 6 to 10.
6, 7, 8?
6
Through
7,
10?
9, 10.
Second.
So, okay, 6 to the 10, and a motion and a second. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter E, Human Resources, discussion and approval of the Reading Academy stipend for cohort leaders.
So move.
So move on item 1 through 4.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Cantu for items 1 through 4. Did I have a second before we go into discussion?
Second.
Okay, I have a second, but you have questions?
I would like to, if you would, Mr. Cantu, I would like to approve number 2 under Human Resources, to approve it with the revision of our LVNs being paid as our RNs for our summer.
Okay, legal, can we still keep the motion for items 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the exception?
With that language,
If that's okay with you, Mr. Cantu?
yes.
Okay, so then with that being said, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. At this time, it is 7:05, and under sections codes 551071, 551072, and 551074, going to executive session. Okay, it's 8:22, and we're out of executive session.
I'd like to make a motion for item 1 through 10 as discussed in executive session.
I have a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. And just a motion for adjournment. A motion and a second.
Second.
At this time, 7:23, meeting is adjourned.